Hey, Dr. Tony here, co-founder of MindShift.money. And today I'm coming to you with a key learning piece, a key mind shift piece, as well as a challenge over the course of this video. So stay tuned right through to the end because this is an important one. You know, one of the things that people come and ask all the time is, what is that one specific thing, if you had to condense it down to the most important thing that gets people shifted off the path of the 96% who don't get ahead financially to the path of the 4% who actually create that financial freedom, create that, are able to buy their time back and actually create that true freedom of choice in their world. It boils down to this. It boils down to the first principle of paying yourself first. So I'm going to talk through that, and I'm going to talk through the key shift, and I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a specific challenge at the end of this video. So let's begin with the end in mind. I want to talk to the principle, and then the strategy, and then the challenge. See, here is the key principle. The game is to buy your time back. See, for most people, we get taught, go to school, get good grades, and then go sell our time for money. And within that is one of the core frustrations and one of the core traps and the core vulnerabilities in your life. So the way to get out of that trap and get onto the path of the 4% and create that freedom is you have to buy your time back. So imagine this for a second. Here is your time and here is your money. Okay, here's your money working for you. So here you get taught to send your time out, and we look at how we can increase the efficiency of getting our time out there for more and more and more money with the hope that eventually we'll have a happy, fulfilled life. And it's false. It's generally not true. It doesn't create the freedom we want. It's a false illusion. So what we need to do is we have to get money working for us to buy our time back. Because if you've got enough money working for you for a paycheck that's enough to cover your lifestyle, cover your bills and how you choose to live, then you can drop your time out of doing the things you don't want to do and invest it in doing the things that you want to do, doing the things that create meaning, true fulfillment in your life. So how do you get to that point? How do you start on that journey where you can start getting your money working for you and eventually get to the point where you can start dialing your time back and create that true freedom? Well, that's what I want to talk about right now. Because the fundamental difference between the 96% who never quite get that done and the 4% who do comes out to this one principle. And that principle is the commitment to pay yourself first. And specifically, I mean pay your future self. It's the commitment that out of every dollar you earn, you take a portion before you pay the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, before you even put food on the table, the commitment to send a portion of your money out to work for a paycheck. And the more of your money you've got working out there for a paycheck, eventually the less hard you have to work for your paycheck. And that is the first fundamental commitment that deviates you on this path. Now, here is the key thing. It's not important that you know this. Obviously it's important that you know that this is the principle, but the real importance comes down to the fact that have you acted against it? Have you got the steps in place to shift? So let's get specific and talk around the strategy here of how you go and get more of your money out to work for a paycheck using the principle of paying your future self first. So first of all, what do the 96% do? What most people do is they pay everybody else first. They pay the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. They pay for their mortgage. They pay for their food. They pay their electricity, utilities, everything else. They pay for holidays and Christmas presents and anything else, and they try to budget with the hope that there will be money left over at the end of the day. Guess what? There never is. Okay, on average, there never is money left over at the end of the day. What the 4% do is they take that money out first. They take that aside and put it into their future fund, the beginning of their freedom generator. It goes out first. It goes out as an automatic debit, generally within 72 hours of their main paycheck hitting their bank account. That is when the money goes. Now, why 72 hours? Just allows for a bit, if your main money from your work is coming in on a weekend or a public holiday, it just allows for that little bit of variation. But the principle is to pay your future self first. So, and then you live on what remains. If you take that one step, if that is the first step you take, step by step, month by month, you'll gradually start building this impenetrable financial wall around you and your family. And that is the one first decision, the first commitment to take that action is what will separate those people who will remain in the 96% versus those who will move into the 4%, and gradually we will swell that 4% and change the world. Okay, have that be the normal. Have the 4% become the 96% because more people are creating their freedom and buying their time back. So here's the specific. It's to identify the number, the first number that you can start with, that you can then go and set aside into the beginning of your future fund. Now in the beginning, just make that a separate bank account and set the money to go into that. Now this is to set aside to buy your time back, to buy your freedom, to get you on the path of the 4% by applying the principle of pay yourself first. So here is the challenge. How do you identify that number and then back it with action to actually go put that automatic transfer in place to start paying yourself first, not paying yourself last? Again, most people, they try to budget, pay everybody else, and hope there's some money left over for their future self. And 96% of the time, there isn't. That's why they fail. The 4% do it differently. They take that money out first. They prioritize their freedom, and that's why they get it. So here's the challenge for you now. Now, if you're watching this video anywhere other than the MindShift.money site, head across over there, MindShift.money, get yourself a subscription in there, and you want to dive into the Financially Fit Bootcamp. And in Module 1, we specifically go through this exercise. We have the tools you need, everything you need to work out what is the right starting point for you. So here is the challenge. Dive into the module, do the work, set aside maybe 15 minutes a day for the next week or so, maybe a little less, it might take you a little bit less than that, but identify the number. The best place that you can start today, while still being comfortable with how you're living life today, identify your pay yourself first number. As soon as you've got the number, you then back it with action to get that amount starting to head across to your future fund, and it's your commitment to you to start buying your time back. Dive into the community, let us know how you're going, and let's make that commitment to buy your time back. It is all about time. It's about time right now that you make those steps. It's about buying your time back, and it's about choosing freedom. So there's the commitment to you. I look forward to seeing your comments in the course of the group, and choose freedom.